Afternoon, fret friends. We have a new project on the bench this afternoon, and we are a Saturday afternoon. And is there a better place to be than here? Not for me. Anyway, we have one of these fandangled Gretsch. Is it electromatic? Is that what you call them? Anyway, here you go. Lovely looking thing. Not my cup of tea, but there you go. And why is this in? Well, as good as it looks, and it's why the owner bought it, he hates it. So it's crap. Plays crap, blah blah blah, this, that and the other, and can I do something with it and make it better? He's disabled the Bigsby, no spring in there or anything. He's got that all blocked off there, took the spring out, so we're using that as a just a standard bridge there. No tremolo use. Action is as low as you could possibly get it, and there's back bow in the neck, so no wonder he can't play the pigging thing. He says get the action as low as you can, neck as straight as you can, with the lowest action you possibly can get, and stick some 8s on there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And will he love it when I've done with it? I don't know. He wants a straight neck and low action. Kind of two things that don't really go together in my book. You want a low action, we've got to pour a little bit of relief in there. Because you're going to get vibration wherever you go. Over the nut slots, or over the first fret there, we're pretty low anyway. I have seen there's a bit of back bow, or certainly a tiny amount of, if there's any relief in there, I'll be surprised. It's a shorter scale, it's a 24 3/4. Let's have a look what that's saying. And yeah, there's back bow in there, that neck. No wonder he can't get to play. He's playing like a pig. It's got back bow in it, like umpty back. He wants to win that road if anything. So we're going to let some tension off the truss rod. Still try and keep it low. He says he hates the bridge as well. It's a pneumatic type. You know, I certainly like them more than I like the floating ones, the ones that are not screwed in. So what am I going to do with it? Well, one, I'm going to take some tension off the truss rod for starters. Then I'm going to, once I've got neck straight, I'm going to get that as low as I can without it buzzing. I'm going to see where the intonation is and see how low we can get it. And then we're going to stick some 8s on it. Now, he said he wants a low action because he presses like he's a big man. This man that came with a right laugh. He's like, we've known each other years. He's been coming in for nearly 2 years, and we've never got round to getting together because his parents aren't well, and I think he's caring for one of them as well. And with one thing or another, with COVID and all that gubbins, he's never got in before, but he got in a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, what a lovely guy. We got on like we'd known each other forever, so we were just gabbing away. It was here about 45 minutes, and we were just talking. Then we remembered he'd bought a guitar in, and so I says, I'll see what I can do with it. I'll set it up best I can and see if you like it or not. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I won't be changing the nut. It seems to have a tusk type nut on there. There's no point changing it if it's all right. So I'm going to try and get it playing nice for him, and that's really it. So first thing I need to do is we need to remove the truss rod cover, which I'm going to do in a second. I'm just going to alter the camera angle and I'll be back. Zoomed right out, and that guitar has taken up all of the camera, all of the screen. So what have I done? Well, all I've done is I've just loosened the truss rod, so we've got a small amount of relief in the neck there, and it's playing fine to me. Now, I've not checked every area on every note on every fret, but see where we are with the relief. Small amount, I'd say about 0.15 mil at the 7th fret there, which is not a lot. Let's have a look to see where we are, because he likes a mainly straight neck, so we're going to give him a little bit of relief and see what this is saying. It's about 0.15 mil at the 7th, less at the 5th. So that is a small amount. Regarding the action, now here we're down to about 1mm. That's just stupid. You can't be down to 1mm with back bow. You're going to have the strings more or less, frets touching the strings all around here. So I think I've got it down to, see where we are. Come on, that's ridiculous. 1.25 mil. Everything seems right there. little bit of buzz on the A, but nothing on the E. I would have thought that we class that as a really, really nice setup. We are down to about 1.35 on the bass and something ridiculous like a millimetre on the treble side. So beautiful. So everything's ringing fine. Maybe a tiny bit, we could raise that action slightly on the bass side. So nothing ringing out, so I would say that is a very, very nice setup. All we needed to do was put a little bit of relief in that neck there. I'm going to change the strings also, and I'm going to check the intonation. I'll do the intonation with it lying down, so it's not in tune. It will be sharp. Or is it flat? No, it's all flat. That's fine, I can check the intonation there. It's fine on the A. Fine there. Let's look at the D. D's a bit sharp. Oh, that's not fine. G's fine. B's fine. The intonation is cock on. So there's nothing wrong with the intonation there. I said to him, I can have a go at setting the Bigsby up for you with the spring, but I've always found it difficult to tune in properly, but you really, really got to stretch the strings. So what we're going to do with this now? Well, I think everything's all right there. I would personally like the action a little bit higher or put a tiny bit more relief in the neck, but he says as low as possible. So I'm quite prepared now to just say that is set up pretty well. All I needed doing was the truss rod tweaking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the strings. I'm going to check the frets, see if we're all level. If we're not, we're going to get at some frets with a file. Hopefully they're level and we don't need to touch them. But if we are, we're going to get them spot on level, because if he's having such a low action, we have one fret out of whack and it's going to send the old guitar, and you're going to get buzz. Especially if we've got it up here, you're going to get buzz everywhere down this end with this low action. I think that's a beautiful. That's the lowest I've really gone for a long time. So let's do what I said. Let's remove the strings. As things are, there's not much wrong with that. I still don't know the model name. Is it Electromatic? Is it something like that? I've not had one of these. The very first guitar I had in ever was one of these in blue. First one I ever got paid for, I believe. In fact, the first one I did was from a lady at church, but that wasn't really set up and established then. So the first one I really had in at Fret Friend, it's not Rotomatic, is it? I don't know what they're called. You'll know more than me. You can go and find out, and I'm sure I'll put it in the title and get the title right. But yeah, my first paying job was one of these guitars. I don't think I charged a great deal. I think I was charging £25 for a setup then, back in them days, when I was starting out. So when that'd be 2014, when I started doing this professionally, 8 years ago. £25 is 50 now. That's how much things have gone up, and I've not put prices up for 3 years. I did put my intensive setup price up by £5 this year. I put my fret level from 125 to 135 this year. That includes a full setup as well. But I put nothing else up, refrets or anything. They all stayed the same as they were 2-3 years ago. I'm going to have to look at changing my prices in the future, because things are getting tight. But we're not worried about that right now. So we're going to remove these strings. I will bring you back in once I've got the strings off. We're going to get my neck dead straight. We're going to go across with fret rocker and we're going to check these frets. I don't know what model this was. It's a G5622T. It's like the first one I ever had in the workshop back when I was Christian Guitars all those years ago. And yeah, it is an Electromatic. So remove the strings. I'm going to give it a little dust here. It's a little A little dirty there, a little dusty. And we're going to check the neck's straight, and I already checked it. It's as straight as a die. Beautifully straight. Probably a tiny bit of relief in that. I'm not going to alter anything because that is more than good enough to check the frets. So we're going to zip across with a fret rocker and see where we are. Now that will be standard if these frets don't need any work, because any mid-range guitar I've ever had in has always had. There's not been many with straight frets, but I have had a couple. So far so good. Oh. Tiny rock on fret number 6. Oh, and a bit of a rock there on the edge. So number 6, we're going to go with number 6. We're going to sort that out. We're not going to fret level anything. We're going to tap that in with a mallet, because that's only one fret. So we've got fret 6, I'll remember that. But I'll tell you what, this is fretted very well. Oh, number 12. So we've got 6 and 12, 13 a little bit. That's very good, 6, 12 and 13. So we've got 3 frets. But that is brilliant. 3 frets on the whole neck. I'm going to charge him a 5 or a fret. There you go. So we're just going to check 12 again. Yep. Rock in. Fret 13. Yep. And fret 6, I believe. But that is it. 3 frets. I'm going to charge 5 or a fret. I'm not going to up him from a regular setup to an intensive, because the difference is £35. I think he'd be much happier at £15. So 50 quid setup, £5 a fret, 65, and a set of strings I bought him for £6 and something. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to say, what do we say? 50, 65, 71 quid and 6pence it's going to be, and that's it. And I'm going to do the setup as I said I'd do the setup. Thinner strings, so I may have to alter the truss rod a little bit more. But I'm going to crack on, have a look at these frets. I'm going to get the neck all supported. I'm going to give them a little tap with a hammer, tidy anything up I need to tidy up. We're going to treat the fingerboard with some mineral oil. We're going to polish the frets up. Then we're going to restring it. Once it's restrung, we'll check the height of the, we'll get the setup done. Once we've done that, we're going to check the height of the strings above the first fret. If they need altering, we will drop them a little. Some big fat slots in this nut. Crikey, and they are a bit more of a V than a circle. They should be a circle. Not really going to alter them that much, because once you start messing about with V-shaped slots and you start making it into a circle, your action drops that much, you'll end up replacing the nut, and that takes time and money, and there can be a bind to get off as well. So I'm going to be very, very careful. I'm thinking that everything's going to be pretty much bang on there, so I'm quite happy just to do this nice easy one, and we'll see where we are once we've got the strings back on. So tapping the frets in has not done anything. I'm just going to show you where we are. So fret 6 we had a problem with. Still not rocking as much, but I've been over with a fretting hammer and I've tapped it in along its whole length, and we still have a high fret. Check back one, check forward one just in case. 5's high, 7 is now high in the centre as well, so we're just going to, and that's what happens, you alter one fret, it affects the 2 either side of it. So we've now got number 7, so we've got 4 frets to work, and we're going to go back to number 12. And number 13. So tapping them in has not worked, so we are going to have to resort to slightly more extreme measures, and that is we're now working 4 frets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spot level them. I'm going to level them in this direction, and when I've leveled them I'll go recrown them again. So I've got these 3 files here. This one's for leveling, and it's one of my favourite files. It's from Switzerland. It's Swiss made by Valorbe. It's a number 4 cut file. It's super smooth but super sharp. And I'm going to see where we need to work the 6th fret. Near side, centre, far side. It's a whole fret. So I'm going to let the fret do the work and holding it steady. Make sure I don't dig it that way or that way and cut into the fingerboard. Just so steadying it with these 2 fingers. I'm just going to go and find the radius, and it'll find its own level and just file straight across the top. And I'm only going to cut a little at a time. I'm going to check, and we're more or less, bar that side there, we're more or less done on that. It may seem like a small amount, but it's only small amounts that cause problems. So let's see where we are with that. And that's now a level fret. Check back 1. Check forward 1. Now fret 7 is high in the middle and the far side. So same again. Steady the file. Let the file find the radius, because it will do. You don't need to force anything when you're doing this. Still high on 6 again now in the middle. Clean the file. Back over 6. Just concentrating on the middle bit there. We're now level. Fret 7. Just on this near side. Clean the file. Like I say, you alter one, it affects others. Check there. Check there. Check there. Check there. Check there. Check there. Go back 1. That's all fine, because we've done 7, we're going to go up 1. That's those frets leveled. We've worked these 2, that one all across and that just in the middle. So now we've slightly flattened the top. We're going to rebuild that crown. I'm not going to explain what these files do, just trust me. These are the perfect files for it. We've got a Stumac Z file, different cuts, opposite sides. Check that diamond file, really easy. This is going to take a flat fret and it's just going to rebuild that crown by using both sides. It will not touch the top of the fret, so we can't lower it. So because we know that fret is now level, we're not going to alter the height. That's great, and we're going to do the one next to it as well. With it being a diamond file, it's minimal scratching. We can just polish that out with a little bit of steel wool. And to finish off, just to make sure everything's nice and uniform, I have a profiling file with the groove already cut in there, and this will just match. I'm only going to just a couple of strokes with this, just to match, remove any inconsistencies maybe on the edges. Because this file is a flat file, this is as the curves. So those frets are now beautiful. Both of them are done. And they'll be ready for polishing a little bit later. Let me just, we're going to go and check them again. So there's number 6, here's number 7, that's a 2 we've done. Check with the fret rocker. Beautiful. Fret 7, beautiful. Just go up and check 8 and come down and check 5. And we're absolutely fine there. So we're going to go and check these up here again. So we've got 12. All the way across, and 13. Just on this near side. I'm going to do 13 first. Clean the file. Same again. Nice and steady. Check one forward, that's fine. Check one back. We know that's high anyway, but 13 is now level. We're going to leave that. We're not going to alter that with the other frets yet, files yet. Just going to check where this needs work. This all the way across. So let's give this a proper clean. We don't want to cause any more damage than there already is. So fret 12, I'm just going to steady with these 2 fingers. Just gently, pressing gently, let in the file, find the radius. Good on the far side. Good on the near side, just high in the middle. So let's keep going, nice and steady. If you mess this up this way, you're going to be levelling the whole lot. So take time. It's a skill job. This. It's not for a novice. now go from here to here. Again, you've got to know what you're doing. Let the file find the radius. You don't need to fight anything. Nice and steady. Again, keep checking. Just a bit on that far side and a little bit towards the middle. So we're looking in this kind of area now. And that's a level. Check 13 again. Still needs a bit more work because we've lowered this one, so a bit more work just on this edge here. Because once you know you've got your frets all level, you're not going to get any fretboards with a lower action. Okay, 13's done. That's higher on that spot. That's 12 again. 12's still high on this spot here. That's 15. That don't make any sense. We're checking 15. Check that one again in a minute. Let's check 12 again. Maybe I've got it mixed up with 12. It's right here, right in this spot again where we were before. And we're level. Okay, we're level. So with the same two files again as before, give that one a wipe, give this one a wipe. So the Z file by Stumac. I'll just show you. On the bottom there's a sharp shortcut and there's a long narrow cut. Then you turn it 180 degrees, it's the exact opposite. This does not touch the top of the fret, so you can't remove height with this. We're just rebuilding the crown. So fret 12 and fret 13. So there you go. So because we've done 4 frets, I'm going to charge a fiver a fret. I'm undercutting myself a little bit there. I should be adding 35 quid on for the intensive setup, but I'm not touching the electrics, so quite happy with that. Finally, with this file, just to smooth anything off, same with fret 13. That's it, and that is the frets levelled and recrowned. I'm going to be polishing the whole lot anyway, so let's just go and check everything again from start to finish. So very good. To save money to adjust 4 frets on a mid-range guitar, it's really good. Fret 14's a little bit high. I'm going to check it in a minute. But the rest of them are fine. Just check fret 14. Maybe I just missed it earlier on. Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm going to tap it in, see where we are. So needs a little bit of work. So there you go. So we are going 5 frets. Let's just check where I need to be. So it's more or less the whole length. So 5th fret. Now I'm going to charge for an intensive setup, because what you do is you get 5 frets free, or 5 frets included on an intensive setup. I've done 5 frets. So all being well, that's fine now. All being well, this will be spot on now. So that's 5 frets had attention. Just check 14 and 13 next to it, because again, when you alter one file, it affects the relationship with those two that side and those two this side. And it's why I always prefer to do a fret level along the whole length of the neck rather than just do a few frets. That way it does take a lot longer though. And we are done. So the frets are level. So I've worked 5 frets, so I'm going to upgrade to an intensive setup, which he said to do. He says, you know, do whatever needs doing. So we've gone with an intensive setup. That's £85 set price. That's a standard player setup with up to 5 frets levelled and recrowned, and any electronic work needs doing as well. So either or. End of the day, I've got to charge them prices. My friend Danny Lynn says, "Rick, stop knocking people money off." He says, "Charge what you're worth." He does. If people come in and want a restring, he charges an hour. He charges £35, which I suppose is fair enough. End of the day, we are businessmen. Anyway, there you go. That is done. So I'm going to get some strings. I'm not going to get some strings on. We're going to get some oil on the fingerboard, and we're going to polish the frets. So I'm going to cover the pickups with tape. May as well keep the tape running, or the video camera running. We don't really do things off camera here. If we do, if it's a long boring job I do. Anyway, there you go. So I'm going to cover the pickups because we're going to be working with steel wool shortly. Get these pickups proper covered. Magnetic, you see. You don't want iron filings all over them. So I'm going to seal them in, like so. Grab the scissors for the last one. I like to keep my roll neat. So the pickups where the magnets are kept clean. I'm going to grab some mineral oil. You know it's lemon oil. It's just mineral oil with some lemon essence in there, just to make it smell nice. It's not lemon oil. Lemon oil, actually lemon oil from lemons actually exists. I know there's oil in the skin. I suppose if you squeeze the skin enough you get an oil out of it, but that won't be very good. So all we're going to do is just let this soak in 5 minutes. This will treat the wood. It's far too much on here. That's why I've started putting this blue thingy down, you know, like a Medic's couch roll, because of the oil I spray. So there you go. So that's going to do its job for 5 minutes. And while that's happening, I will be grabbing my hopefully grabbing my, there you go, here they are, fingerboard protectors. And I'll be polishing my frets with just steel wool, nothing else. Fat one here, can do from there down. I've got a thinner one here, and these just protect your fingerboard. I'm not going to wipe the oil off yet. I'm going to polish with the oil on, like so. That protects the wood, so I'm not putting scratches in going that way. Makes sense. I'm going to grab myself some steel wool. I'm going to polish these frets up. Once you're done, we're going to wipe the neck down, remove all of this oil, which would have penetrated and lifted all the dirt. Just looking for my steel wool, which is here, on a big roll. That's yonks. And that's it. I'm going to do this off camera. Like I say, I do things off camera now and again, and I'll bring you back in when I'm ready to restring the guitar. So I just have enough time to give the guitar a little clean. I've got some carnauba wax, this stuff. I've had this for donkey's years. I've only started using it recently. And it's just a polish. Basically, I'm going to put it on gently with my fingers, just spread it about. It's basically a wipe on, wipe off affair. Always use a clean cloth with this stuff. It's not abrasive as such, but you know, just be very gentle with it. So I'm going to go on with my fingers. There's enough there to do the lot. And this will bring not only bring it to a lovely shine, get rid of it. There's always a lot of blebs that you can see with the naked eye, but you can't see from distance on guitars. And because I can see it all, I decided to just give this a quick go. I'm going to use a clean cloth. This one's actually brand new. I don't know how abrasive this is. It's lint-free, so I'm going to be very gentle with it. And I'm basically just going to wipe that off like so, and that's it. That's as much as I'm going to really do. And do the same this way. I'm just basically wiping this back off, and then I'll come in with the proper cloth you get with the solution itself. And that way we're not scratching anything. I'm just going to use this that came in the pack. You've got the Carnauba and you've got the spray cleaner as well. Dunlop 65 gubbins, and that's the cloth that came with it. And there you go, it's beautiful, scratch free, coming up to a beautiful shine now. It's just basically a wipe on, wipe off, polish off gear. Looks fab. And that has made a huge difference to how the guitar looks. I'll do it once over with cloth, and then I'll turn the cloth over or inside out, and it'll bring it up real nice. So there you go. Now I use a different piece of the cloth. I'll just turn it over, and this is like a final polish, and it's come up absolutely beautiful. The electrics were all fine when I tried them, when I got the guitar in, so I will check them again, but I'm sure they're all absolutely bang on. But that now looks stunning. I'm going to polish at the top, that's it. So that is done. Beautiful job there. So now I'm ready to put strings on. I said I was going to come back and show you when I put strings on, but you know what? I'm not going to show you me putting the strings on. I'm leaving in about 35 minutes because my car parking is up, and I'll be done for the day. It'll be gone 5 o'clock. Where are we? It's just gone off past 4. We're leaving about 5 past 5, so in about 35 minutes. So I'm just going to grab some strings, put them on. There's a little bit of a smear there, that's better now. Stick these strings on and see where we are, see if we can get the setup done before I leave at 5 past 5. We are at 10 past 5, all done. We've stuck a set of 8 38s on there, very light strings, extra slinky. I've had to alter the bridge, alter the truss rod again. We have a lovely low action of 1.5mm on the bass, 1.2mm on the treble side. So really, really good. The intonation's all set. We've level 5 frets and polished all of the frets, treated the fingerboard, given an intensive setup, which is all priced in one pricey sum of £85. That's including the fretwork, and £6 for the set of strings, so £91 owed. I've also cleaned and polished the guitar. It looks absolutely stunning, and it's done, and I'm done, and it's about 12 minutes past 5 on a Saturday afternoon, and it's 13 minutes past. I'm doing nothing else, so that is me signing off until the next project. Just before I go, I'll remind you of my website. Best place to get any information about me is facebook.com/ng17. That's facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. I'm Victor, I'm your fret friend, and until the next time, as always, God bless you, be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next one.